Hey beauties, I just wanted to show you guys my summer routine and foundation update. And we're just going to ignore this right here, okay? Alright, okay, so I'm gonna start off my tutorial obviously when it's really loud outside, but I just want to do it outside because it's just nice. I'm gonna start off with my multi-peptide serum, and this is by The Ordinary, and I use this daily. And I literally use just a drop of it. Like, don't follow the hype with all these influencers that you see putting on putting on a whole bunch of product on your skin. You really don't need that. See, look, it's able to go over everything. Less is more, and I'm just gonna pat it in. You can always use a little more if you need some. After my serum, I am going to put on a moisturizer. I use an oil-free moisturizer, and I suggest everybody use a moisturizer even if you have oily skin, because even though your skin is producing oils, your skin can still be dry, so you definitely want to moisturize. And it may look like I'm putting on a lot of layers, but I'm putting on very thin layers, and I'm also making sure my skin is hydrated and moisturized, which is way more important to me than covering my skin up with foundation. Like, with this is the most important part, is sunblock. I put sunblock on every single day, even if I'm not wearing makeup. But if I am wearing makeup, I put it on underneath my makeup. I put like about this much. You can use more. I'm not going to. And I dab it in. And I go to my neck, any area that is open or exposed. And I definitely, this is the time where I cover my eyes. I don't cover my eyes with my cream because I don't want it to be too heavily caked underneath my makeup, like too much product. But I definitely use sunscreen underneath my eyes and on my eyelid and my lips, because those are the thinnest parts of your face and it tends to burn faster. And then I just put the rest on my hands. After I put on sunblock, I'm going to put on a primer. Now this is what's really going to save my makeup and make sure it looks good all day. And like I said, yes, it seems like we're putting on a lot of layers, but we're putting on thin layers, and these are crucial layers. So I'm using the Revlon Pore Reducing Primer. I'm gonna just focus that in the inner parts of my face, well actually all around my face. After that, I'm gonna go in with my BB cream. Now I'm using the Maybelline Dream BB Cream Fresh with pomegranate extract, and this is in medium to dark tint, or medium to deep tint. And I know that it's very light. Supposedly it's supposed to match. I know if you are more of a richer tone, I don't know if they have a deeper one. I've never seen one in a drugstore. But there are different brands. You can even use a tinted moisturizer like Laura Mercier, which has really beautiful colors, and I'm sure NARS has tinted moisturizers. But you don't want to wear a thick foundation in the summer like what you're using in like the spring or the winter. You want to make sure that your foundation is very sheer and very light, and also very thin, so because the more you have on, the more cakey it's going to be, but the less you have on is the less makeup that's going anywhere. So less is more approach in the summertime. In the winter and all the other months, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to smooth that over my skin. And this is the BB cream. Wow, I haven't used this in years. I haven't used this since I was like in high school. I decided to give it another try for you guys. Now they said that this is supposed to be like a blur balm, like it blurs imperfections, it enhances, brightens, adjusts to skin tone, smooths, hydrates, and it also has SPF, which is beautiful. It doesn't look bad, it looks good, but I like more of a heavier coverage, so I'm gonna go over that a little bit with the CoverGirl Outlast Active Foundation. It's a 24-hour wear foundation, and it has sunscreen in it as well. And I picked the color Toasted Almond. Now with this, I'm just going to use a little bit. I don't want too much. I know the Toasted Almond it looks too dark for me, but I tan like very easily in the summer, so I just picked up my summer tone. But that's why I'm just going to use just a little layer of it, like just a little bit, and I'm gonna just put that over this BB cream, and I'm literally wiping off majority of it. I just want like a little layer. This would be me when I go to the beach for like the first day. So that's why I want to take at it. And I got both of these at my local drugstore. I got it from Wegmans. I go by my ears. I like it. I just want to see what it looks like once I look at it on camera, because obviously we all know that makeup be looking different. Now, after the foundation's on, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm going to use my regular concealer every single day of the year. I don't care. Oh, look at this. Oh, every day of the year. So I don't mind using a thicker formula. I actually like a thicker formula, and this is like my favorite concealer. But you can use a thinner one if you would like. And I'm just going to put it where I normally would, but lightly. I don't want too much of a conceal, because it does get hot. Like, if I wasn't going anywhere special, I wouldn't even wear the concealer all over here. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't have time for it. It's too hot. I'm gonna blend that out with a flat foundation brush. And I'll just do like little tapping and sweeping motions. We are painting, guys. Oh, I'm gonna dab under my eyes and get in the corner. I'm just gonna make sure that it hits every area that I want highlighted, but also very thin. I don't want it to be too thick. Normally I would use my sponge, but I'm just gonna use a brush, and I'll probably just finish off with my sponge and blend it up. Next, I'm gonna set it. Now I'm using my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in translucent, and I'm just gonna set all of those underneath my eyes with my sponge, and I'm gonna get everywhere else with my brush. Yeah, especially by my nose, because I be sweating and I want it to stay. So everywhere that you sweat a lot, I highly suggest you use a thin layer of powder. And I'm just gonna brush over it with a clean brush, a very thin layer. And what this is going to do is, when I set this with my spray, it's going to make sure that my powder or my foundation is going nowhere. You definitely want to do this if you do tend to sweat, or if you are going to be outside for a long time. And I'm going to do over my eyes, because I am putting on a little bit of eyeshadow, and I don't want that to go anywhere either. Now I'm going to put on my my bronzer. Instead of contour, I use bronzer to warm up my face, because it's just faster, and I feel like it's summer appropriate, and this is just what I've always done. Bronzer, I don't know the color, and I'm just gonna hit all the areas I would normally contour. And it's just gonna warm up my skin. Just really lightly. You could do your nose with just anything. I'm just gonna do it with the powder, with the bronzer, because I have it. And I'm gonna go over my eyes. But I don't really need to do this, because I'm putting on a little bit of shadow. Now, after I do my bronzer, I'm gonna set my face, and I'm just gonna be using my Wet n Wild. This is a Photo Focus setting spray. And I put a lot. I'm gonna put a light shadow on my eyes. I definitely don't like to wear too much eyeshadows in the summer, especially during the day. At nighttime is different. I'll probably do a nighttime routine for you guys. I'm gonna go into my Juvia's Paste palette, and this is the Mascara palette, and I'm using Zulu. This is just a brown, a light brown, but it's like a brownish red, and I kind of like it. It looks like a bronzer, you can obviously use your bronzer for this too, which I highly recommend. And I'm just gonna go into my crease area with a fluffy brush, and this is just going to add definition to my eye. I definitely don't want to use a heavy hand, like I don't want to use too much product, which then it looks like I just used too much product, but I'm gonna wipe that away and I'm gonna just blend it out. I just want this to give my eye a definition. Put on mascara, and when I am using like a foundation and a primer for the summer, and I forgot to mention this, I'm not making sure that it doesn't have any silicones in it, because silicone tends to clog your pores and also cause you to break out. So you want to make sure that you are using water-based products. After I put on my eyes, I'm going to put on an eyeliner, and I use, god dang, why are you so loud? I use a liquid liner because it doesn't smudge, and I know that once I put it on, it's going to stay in place, unlike a pencil liner, which tends to smudge. But if you are using a pencil liner, what you can do is just put the pencil on and then put on a eyeshadow on top of it so that it stays. I'm just going to do a regular winged line. Now this is if one, I'm going to work, or two, I have an event to go to that's during the day. Other than that, I'm not wearing any eyeliner personally. But y'all do what y'all want. It is your face. To do that much, but whatever. Sometimes even I get carried away when it comes to eyeliner. After I do that, I'm going to put on my blush, finally. And I use a cream blush in the summertime. I feel like it just looks nicer if I use a cream blush, or even if I use a stain on my skin. It's going to look more natural, especially if you tend to sweat. So I'm just going to dab this on my cheeks. And this is the Revlon, what do you call it? Revlon, I don't know what it's called exactly. I got this a couple years ago from my sister, and I still have it. Shouldn't say that. Anyways, use a concealer. And I'm gonna dab it so that it's not too much. Too dark. This happens to me sometimes, so I'm just gonna concealer in these areas. So my nose. Fixed it. Alright, and now I'm gonna set that. Anyways, I'm gonna just go over this now with just a little bit of a highlight. And I'm not gonna put too much, because when you put too much highlight on, you tend to look sweaty. When you do start to have sweat, it just looks too much. I'm just gonna put a little bit on in my highlight areas. The highlight. Alright, and now I'm gonna finish off with some gloss. Now in the summer, I don't like to really use a lipstick. I like more of like, this is like a buttercream, like a lip cream. I like those, and I like stains, or I like just gloss. So I keep it really light because I don't want my makeup to just run. And then I'm gonna show you guys a trick. I like this color. This is by NYX and it's in the soft matte lip cream in Copenhagen. What I like to do after I do put on a lipstick is that I like to not put on like a regular, what do you call it, lip liner. I go over it with a powder, and that way, one, I could kind of customize the look to look the way that I would like it, and also two, it gives it more of a staying powder because it is a powder going over my lips. So I'm just gonna line my lips with like a darker brown color. I really like the effect that it gives me. I also like to make sure that I put my highlight in the corners of my eyes. Ooh, if I can find my brush. And this helps my eyes to look more awake and open. And it just adds a sultry look to it, and I like it. And this is just the highlight. Okay. And now I'm going to set my face again. Here it is. So I hope you guys liked my video. Comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next tutorial. I have a lot more videos coming your way, especially makeup for the summertime and also different looks that I will be using during my summer days when I am wearing makeup. Alright, I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.